Right, welcome back. We are on the final topic now of fractions, which is dividing fractions. Okay, now yesterday we looked at multiplying fractions. Now, if you didn't quite understand that, you need to look back at that now before we carry on with this video, because that skill of multiplying fractions comes into dividing, and I'll show you how now. So when we divide fractions, what we actually do is we end up doing multiplication. Okay, so with this first fraction, you never ever do anything with it. Do not touch it. Okay, that stays the same. The sign we change, we get rid of. Okay, and we turn it into a multiplication. And the second fraction, okay, we flip, we reciprocate it. Okay, so we end up with 2 over 1. And then we multiply just like we were doing yesterday. So we got 1 times 2, which is 2, and we've got 3 times 1, which is 3. So a third divided by a half is 2/3. Okay, leave the first fraction, opposite sign, flip the second fraction. Okay, so have a look at the next one. So as I said to you, 2/7 we don't do anything with. We change the sign to a multiplication. We flip, we reciprocate the second fraction. So we end up with 5 over 2. Okay, then we're going to multiply just like we were doing yesterday. Okay, so 2 times 5 is 10. 7 times 2 is 14. Okay, now you all should be able to get to that point. There is a bit of simplification we can do here. We can simplify the fraction because we can divide it by 2. And we can divide it by 2. Okay, we can divide the numerator and the denominator by 2. So we end up with 5 over 7. And it doesn't go any further than that. Okay. Next one then. Now I've made this one a little bit trickier. Okay, just to kind of push ourselves. Okay. So first fraction we don't do anything with. We're left with 7/9. Opposite sign. Flip the second fraction, we end up with 3 over 1. Okay, we're going to multiply it. So we end up with 27 over, sorry, no, we end up with 21, sorry. 21 over 9. Now, this is what we've got, this is what's called a top-heavy fraction. Okay, so the way to sort it out, we look at, go through your 9 times table until you get to 21. So we've got 9, 18. So we have 2 whole ones, and how many are left over? Okay, if we got to 18, but we need 21, okay, there's 3 left over, and we're measuring a 9th. Now that simplifies again to 2 and 1 over 3, because we can divide that by 3, and we can divide that by 3. So we're left with 2 1/3. Okay, so as I said, it's a little bit trickier, but only because there's an extra step of simplifying in there, okay? Last one then. Okay, so we're going to do exactly the same. So we got 6/15, that doesn't change. Opposite sign, okay? And we're going to flip the second fraction, so we end up with 8 over 3. Okay? Right, have a go from here. Pause the video and see what you get. Okay, if you get it wrong, you get it wrong. It's not the end of the world, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to do 6 times 8, which is 48. We're going to do 15 times 3, which is 45. Now we've got another, okay, top-heavy fraction. So we're going to do exactly the same thing again. Okay, if you go in your 45 times table till you get to 48, okay, we've got 1 whole one, 3 left over because we wanted 48, but we only had 45. And it's out of 45. Simplify that. We can divide that by 3, divide that by 3. We get 1 and 1/15. Okay, right, so let's just look back at what we've done. When we're dividing fractions, we never actually divide, okay? We flip the sign, okay, we do the opposite of what the sign's currently doing. We leave the first fraction, we flip the second fraction, okay? Leave, opposite, flip. Leave, opposite, flip. That's what you need to remember, okay? And that is what will help you when you get to these questions, okay? When you get down to these questions, you'll have to be able to simplify it and put it into a put it into a mixed number, okay? What I'm expecting of you, okay, is that we can get these top 2 questions, anything like that, perfect. And maybe we can start pushing ourselves onto doing top heavy fractions and mixed numbers, okay? If you've got any questions on this, please feel free to email me, okay? Otherwise, have a good day, guys, all right?